What else should we talk about?
I don't know. Weather still sucks in Cleveland.
Yeah, and no, it's been okay actually. We're not doing
It's
weather
been
talk.
no
I'm
snow.
shutting that down. All right, let's get to the movies. Welcome back, everybody, to episode Who Gives a Shit of the Movie ReBrew podcast. I'm your host,
Maybe
Keegan Holland.
60, though.
With me is my co-host, Mike Jennison.
Hello, friends.
What, Jim Nance on the call. What episode is it?
I think it might be 60. Is that low?
Well, you cut out. I didn't. Hold on, I can actually check. If it's significant, we might have to redo this.
Might be 60.
No, it's 72. It's the Patrick Hornquist episode.
God, not even close.
Are there any
12 off.
Are there any better 72s? I mean, I love Patrick Hornquist, but that's small.
I'm not even quite sure. Patrick Blum. What are you saying?
Hornquist. He's a Penguins player.
I don't know. There's gotta be an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I was thinking
Joe
the same
Thomas,
thing.
72.
Oh yeah, no, he's 73.
73.
Yeah, there's got to be an absolute animal at left tackle that was 72. Regardless, obviously, it's been a while since we've been on, but I think if you are familiar with pop culture and just the landscape of the universe at this point, you know why. Movies have kind of come to a complete standstill here because of the coronavirus. So,
A crashing halt.
A crashing halt. I went to the theater the last week I could, and I saw a couple movies, which were then put on demand for your viewing pleasure at home. Onward and Invisible Man. Onward is now on Disney Plus, right?
Dropped last night on Disney Plus.
And then Invisible Man is VOD for I think like $20. We'll get into that kind of rate for movies, I guess. Their plan for charging for movies that should have been in theaters. We'll discuss that in the news section. But yeah, so we're reviewing those two movies, both of which I think have some merit. So I'd recommend both those. But if you want to listen to spoiler talk, I'd say they're both good. And because there's nothing else to do during these trying times, I think they're both worth a watch if you want to kill 2 hours or 4 hours. So
yeah, I agree with both those takes.
But before we get to the reviews, let's do some news.
Good evening. I'm Will McAvoy.
And I'm Evan Baxter, and here's what's making news.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world tonight.
So, Mike, funnily enough, our last episode was a 2020 preview episode, which
Was that the last one we did?
Yeah, which was out of date about 3 hours after we put it out. So I remember I famously said at the end of that episode, all of these movies will come out. We just don't know when, and that's still true. They might be a year away instead of a couple weeks, like I thought. But right at the top, New Mutants has been delayed once again. What do you think?
They release Disney released like new release dates for all those movies, and they didn't even bother putting a new release date out for New Mutants. So I don't know what's happening with that.
So Marvel Phase 4 has been shifted basically a year. Black Widow has been tentatively placed November 6th of this year instead of May of this year. And then, yeah, so everything basically has been pushed back a year. I think The Eternals is February of next year?
More like 6 months.
6 months.
Like 6 months. Everything got pushed back to where there was another movie. And then I guess there was an untitled Marvel movie in 2022, and Thor got pushed back into that slot. So it doesn't push back Black Panther, or Captain Marvel, too. So,
okay. Yeah.
Push back to like the movie slot.
By the way, I'm not drinking a beer, which is actually rare for the last 2.5 weeks. I've been just drinking heavily. But yeah, I figured since it's 9:45 in the morning, I'll probably lay off the beer and have a coffee instead.
12:47. Are you still on?
Oh yeah, it is. My computer's still on West Coast time. I'm back in Cleveland, by the way. So is Mike.
Yep.
To ride out this wave. Okay. But yeah, that Jungle Cruise movie's been pushed back an entire year. Final Fantasy, Jesus Christ. Fast and Furious has been pushed back an entire year.
Anderson got pushed back 3 months.
Yeah, nothing is still on schedule. You say Top Gun. Top Gun has been pushed.
I know. I said Wes Anderson.
Oh, Wes Anderson. Yeah. So yeah, nothing is sticking to its date. I think even like the December releases have moved or have been postponed indefinitely. Wonder Woman. Yeah, I mean everything. Literally everything. No theater has made more than like $5 in the last couple weeks. Like local smaller theaters might not survive this. It's bad, dude. It's really bad.
Wow, Keegan putting a depressing spin on this whole thing, but yeah, there's no bright spot. The Globes changed their qualifications. Video-on-demand movies will be allowed to compete for the Golden Globes this year.
Yep.
I don't know if the Oscars will do that. I doubt they will because they're very pretentious, but it's gonna be very weird award because there will be like 25 movies competing.
I would say, yeah, Invisible Man's going to take the cake at the Oscars because it's the only movie that came out this year. Yeah, it's gonna be so strange.
I think theaters will open back up like in September, but what's even going to be coming out? Like so many things got pushed back. I don't know. It's going to be a mess.
And you got to ask yourself, like obviously any big tentpole movie that's being delayed, they want to get out and make their money. But also like September to December is award season. Like do they keep with those release dates or do they say no, we need to make money because of all the time we've missed out on, so we put all of our big movies at the back end of the year.
I know, and like with no festival circuit this year,
right?
It's like these indie movies aren't going to get picked up. You imagine they're just not going to be shown until like a year later. It's gonna be very odd. It's gonna be a very odd year. I kind of agree with you. I think they'll keep their tentpoles. I'd see more movies. It's very, very, very odd year.
Yeah.
Nolan or Wes Anderson will probably win director since they'll be like the only two. Big directors with their movies actually coming out. Those seem safe.
If Nolan wins Best Director for Tenet, like a $200 million action movie, that'd be insane.
I haven't heard any news on Dune, but there's no way that movie's seen the light of day in 2020.
No chance. Yeah, production for a lot of shit has been shut down. Like the Batman production's been shut down, so we may not see that for a really long time. Also, I don't know about you, my brain hasn't like talked this much in so long. I am struggling. So everyone at home, I apologize. I cannot find the words because I've just not used my brain at all lately.
You're turning into me.
I know. Jeez. Is this what it feels like?
I wrote a 5-page paper about Abraham Lincoln yesterday, Keegan.
Oh my God. You love that though.
It was so bad. It was awful.
Yeah, dude. Have they changed yours to like pass fail or anything, or is it still chugging along as usual?
I think that wasn't as well. There's a lot of like busy work we have to do, like type papers, like reflection papers. They axed reflecting on like the year, and then we have a couple like classes that are pass fail that are like once every 2 weeks we meet and like talk about like God because I go to a Christian pharmacy school.
Right. That's right.
And then the other one that they scrapped was. It was like once a month we'd gather as a pharmacy class and we talk about like a pharmacy issue. They scrapped that. But they scrapped 2 labs, so you can't do everything else I got. But that cut down like 5 credit hours, so we're down to like 15 now. I'll take it.
Nice. You actually have a summer break, right?
I do.
That's huge for you.
Yes.
Like I'm sure a lot of grad students are year round, so like this is gonna be months and months of doing this, which blows.
Those master programs I feel like are like year round.
Yeah.
Just to get it over with.
Yeah.
But I thought I was gonna get a summer research job.
No one's hiring.
Don't seem likely anymore. Yeah.
Brutal.
Can you file for unemployment for 3 months?
Am I?
Oh, can you? Are you filed for unemployment?
No. I probably could have in California, but I don't think I can do it here. I mean, I won't spend more than $50 for the next X amount of months. Like, I won't spend a dime. So
I've had literally, I checked my account this morning. It was the same exact thing it was about a month ago. I think I spent $20 in the last month.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. All right, enough about our personal lives. I'm so exhausted.
Group therapy session.
Yeah, God. All right. Any other news? Anything? There's probably been some big stuff, but
time doesn't move though. I feel like Star Wars came out like 27 years ago.
Dude, the NBA and NHL have been closed for 3 weeks. It feels like 3 years. No sports is the worst thing in the world. Like, I've watched
Awful.
so many throwback games. It's a joke.
I know. I love how the Twitter debates are like, is Reggie Bush the greatest college football player of all time for the
Did you
last
watch
2
that
weeks?
game?
And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reggie Bush is the man.
God, that game was sick.
His Fresno State highlights is like my favorite YouTube video.
So specific. I love it. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Stanley Cup playoffs, NCAA tournament. I watched the Cavs 2016 finals. Dude, I mean, I'd even take...
Better than I remember.
Yeah, I'd even take an MLB season at this point, dude. Like, I'm so desperate for anything. Dude, just have the Masters with no crowd, please. I'm begging of you.
I can't believe they're not doing anything with golf. I feel like golf courses are still open. I'm surprised that the PGA Tour can't get around that.
It's because it's the employees. Like, the cameramen and shit still need to be, like, working on top of each other. But would they just send them out one at a time, then? Because you can't have... I guess you could. Yeah, you
No one
could.
stand within 6 feet of each other.
Yeah.
And you can't pull the flag out.
You can't pull the flag out. What are you talking about?
So you're not, like, touching each other's things.
Oh, have the caddies wear gloves.
Sure, yeah.
What are we
And
doing?
everyone wear a mask.
Discussing the Masters in pandemic. Okay. Let's just get this shit over with. Let's go to the movies.
Oh, this is the most fun I've had all week.
We've only been doing this for 13 minutes. It feels like 30. I saw a tweet that was like, there's only 3 days in the pandemic. Today, yesterday, and tomorrow. There's no, like, days of the week or anything. What is today? Sunday? Saturday.
I was confident Wednesday was Friday. Sure of it.
You know what dream I had recently? The guys, this is off the rails. Who gives a shit? If you're still listening, I'm sorry. This is basically me and Mike just catching up. This isn't really a ReBrew episode anymore. Is the missed a class for an entire semester dream? Have you ever had that?
No, but you've told me about this recurring dream.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like the last day of the semester and I realized I had a lab on Tuesday that I never went to. And somehow I just checked my grade for the first time and I'm failing. Oh my god, dude. I wake up in a cold sweat every time. It's panic-inducing.
Didn't one time at Ohio State you were about to leave for class, you realized it was in the agricultural campus, so you just dropped the class and picked up another one?
Yeah. The class was at like 6. It was like 5:45. Checked the location. 45 minutes away. Dropped it. Picked up something else for the next day. It ended up being like an Eastern Slavic lit class. Like, it was awful, but whatever. Saved me a lot of time. You know what else? My dreams have been nuts lately. Like, I'm seeing people I haven't seen for 5+ years that are coming into my dreams. It's so weird. But last night, I had a dream that we were playing basketball at IC at like on the outdoor courts. Like, it was recess, and I forget what the lady's name that worked in the office was, but she like called me in, and it was Mr. Lakovich, and he's like Keegan, season's coming up. I need you to put on 25 pounds, and he gotta stop turning the ball over, otherwise I'm gonna have Adam replace you. I was like devastated. So weird.
Off-season lifting. Those courts outside at IC seemed like they were 12 feet high. Mm-hmm. When we would play basketball, the score would be like 3-2 all recess.
I made that same comment in the dream last night, that they're 12 feet high.
Yeah. I think
especially for like
hospitals.
Third graders. You're launching that like 4 times the size of your body to get it up there.
Yeah. Ball would go over all the time. Playing basketball at recess was just not practical. There was a guardrail underneath the hoop.
Yeah, I think we tried it like once. And we played for like a week, and then we never played it again. Yeah, plus they have the double rims. Like, unless you're unless you're Curry, you're not hitting shots on that. No square on the
Pretty good
backboard.
at basketball too. We couldn't even make a shot.
Yeah. What else should we talk about?
I don't know. Weather still sucks in Cleveland.
Yeah, and no, it's been okay actually. We're not doing weather talk. I'm shutting that down. All right, let's get to the movies.
You can't handle the truth. She's gone from suck to blow.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Which one do you want to do first, Mike?
Let's do the one that I saw first. So we'll do Onward.
So obviously you didn't wait for this to be on. Oh yeah, we should talk about the model they're using of $20 for video on demand. Where do you fall on this?
Yeah. I think it's a good idea. I actually brought up that they should do it to myself. That they should do this like 3 weeks ago when movie theaters started like closing, or these restrictions were put on them. I'm like, oh, they should just release on demand and like charge like a little bit extra, because then like families will gather around the TV and it will actually be like cheaper than going to a movie theater. I'm happy they did. I think $20 is fair. They can at least get some money back. Where do you fall on it?
I think it's great. Obviously, if you're watching it by yourself, it sucks because you're paying more than a normal ticket and you're watching on a TV versus a theater. But if you have a group of people, you all chip in like $4, I think it's totally worth it.
Plus, my family watched Onward. There's 4 of us for $20. It's like a $5 movie.
Yeah, it's great. Plus, you gotta think that the studio is making more money through on demand than through a theater. Or am I dead wrong about that? Actually, I am dead wrong about that.
No, I mean, I think certain movies are going to.
Yeah, because theaters make their money from concessions, so I think maybe they're not making as much through on demand. I know
theaters make barely any money off ticket sales in the first 2 weeks, and then they start making money on ticket sales.
Yeah. But I mean, I haven't done it yet, but there hasn't really been a movie worth seeing that I would do it for.
I wonder if they're gonna actually start dropping like new movies on demand. I know Trolls is coming out like maybe this week. It's like the first new movie that's coming out on demand. Yeah. But I wonder if like, I don't know, like May was loaded with all those good movies. I wonder if any of those movies are actually gonna just get dropped on demand.
I think they will. So. And I think, this pandemic is going to change so much shit. Like, workers will go to way less conferences and have to, like, meet way less clients on site. And I think, like, movies will go on demand way, way quicker. If not day and date, then, like, 2 weeks and then on demand. Because, like, movies are front-loaded in the first 2-3 weeks anyways. So if you can then take it right to the audience at home, I think that would be a very smart thing to do. But I mean, I would still be a theater guy, 100%. But I know a lot of people are not. What'd you say?
I said, but you're a purist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, so Onward.
I do think this will change movies forever. I'm not quite sure how they will, but I think it will.
Yeah.
Have a massive impact on the way we consume media.
Onward is an interesting case with the video on demand because the movie did not do well at all at the box office. So I wonder if this was like an easy decision for them to be like, all right, we clearly are not making any more money. Just try to salvage it over here.
Is like right when the coronavirus started like really taking hold. So I think it actually hurt it a little bit. However, this movie wasn't going to make as much money as other Pixar movies. Had a weird release date. I don't think a lot of people knew it was Pixar. It didn't really look like Pixar. So I think this movie would have not have made as much money as Pixar is used to making, but I do think Corona had a little bit of effect on it. But it probably was an easy decision. I think Disney has so much movies coming out. They just kind of wanted to gain some money back on this.
Oh, you know what? Other news: Artemis Fowl is going right to Disney Plus.
That movie looked terrible. It's probably the right call all along.
Yeah, I guess the movie's been in production for like 18 years.
I'm just shocked they haven't said New Mutants is going to do that.
I know. That seems like such an obvious choice. Okay. So Onward.
Oh, that Lovebirds movie with Kumail Nanjiani?
Yeah.
I think Universal had it. They just sold it to Netflix when this stuff started going.
Oh, smart. Dude, Netflix is
Netflix
rolling in it, probably.
Yeah. Onward.
It's a fantasy story that has evolved into modern times, but there's still unicorns, trolls, magic, all that shit. But magic's dying out. Stars Chris Pratt and Tom Holland as two brothers that on the day of Tom Holland's birthday or gifted a spell to bring their dead dad back so they can spend one last day with him. I think this is definitely towards the lower end of Pixar. However, I had tears in my eyes from start to finish. I could not stop crying, and I don't really know why.
I mean, this movie this movie's just sad as hell. And it grips you, and it's just like kind of an upsetting movie throughout. But I don't know if I'd say it's bottom half. I'm sure if I actually start listing them and going through it, it might be at the bottom half. But I think the movie's really good. I was really I really liked the story. I was happy with it.
Well, the story, as they talked about in the marketing, and even at the end, I think said dedicated to brothers. But it's all about brotherhood and like sibling love, and even like, and also a dead parent, which gets me every time. It just absolutely crushes me. Though both my parents are alive, I don't know why I relate so much to that, but yeah, I think it's just me living on the West Coast, all my brothers being on the East Coast, and being separated from them is what did it for me. But dude, I was just like, I couldn't stop crying. It was insane. Like from legit start to finish, I was tearing up or flat out crying.
Has that ever happened in a movie for you before? Is this
Not
like a
really.
first time thing?
This is kind of a first time thing. Like movies, I will cry at movies often, but like never just like be a wreck the entire time.
Yeah. I get that. I think it's warranted. I mean, this movie it's emotional. Definitely emotional.
Yeah. I wish that Tom Holland and Chris Pratt were not the leads, though, because you can't get them out of your head. Like, they're not... Chris Pratt is doing, like, this dumbass medieval accent, but it's still just like Chris Pratt. And, like, even Octavia Spencer and Tina Fey are just them. Like, I couldn't, like... I don't know. I was so aware of who was speaking. Like, I could not get lost in the movie in that way. But even, like Holly Hunter... Holly Hunter or Helen Hunt? Holly Hunter. In Incredibles?
Helen Hunt.
Is it Helen Hunt?
Right?
No, I think it's Holly Hunter. I get those two confused constantly. I'm going Holly Hunter. I'm going to commit. Even her, with her, like, very, very unique style of speaking, like Southern accent with, like, the lisp or whatever, even her way of speaking in The Incredibles, I'm still hearing Elastigirl. Like, I'm not hearing Holly Hunter. But in this, I'm just hearing and imagining Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, and it really bothered me. I don't think they're very good at all.
See, I know you have that issue sometimes with the animated movies. That never hinders me, because a lot of times hinder me if I actually don't know who's speaking, and I'm like, wait, whose voice is this? I know whose voice this is.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
That's when it will actually be distracting. But as long as I know who's talking, I can totally just let it go. But that's interesting. I mean, I'm not the biggest Chris Pratt or Tom fan, so that perspective. But my biggest objection with this movie is that I wish they had, like, as far as animation's concerned, I think it's well done, but it's not like Pixar level as far as like great details. But every time they give like a wide shot of this world, it's awesome. But they just don't give it to us very often. I wanted more wide shots. I really wanted to be submerged in this world, and they kind of just like kept a really small scope in every scene.
Yeah, I think I subconsciously thought that as well. But yeah, they never. Yeah, it's always super close. It's always just these two guys in a frame, or like them in the car. Or, yeah, it never goes wide. Because yeah, you're right. It's a really pretty world, but it's not a. It's kind of an ugly movie. Because yeah, it's just like two guys on like a green background or a street or like a hill, and it's not really pretty at all. Which Pixar usually knocks out of the park.
Like I like the color scheme, and my brother showed me the movie poster for it's one of my favorite poster ever. And it's awesome because it's like a wide shot of them at a cliff, like looking over the city, and it's like all the blues and purples, and it looks sick. Never once did they ever incorporate any of that stuff into the movie. A little bit, but not nearly as enough as they should. So that was probably my biggest gripe. From like a animation perspective, it wasn't Pixar's best. Maybe towards the bottom.
Yeah, and also, I guess before we score it, the script is like so tight. Like, you could like teach this script. Like, everything means something and comes back later and connects. Like, there's zero wasted time in this movie. Everything means something and matters at some point. That being said, it does get predictable because it's like, okay, well, this is going to come back later, and then it does, and it's like, okay, yeah, well, that's where this was going, obviously. So it works kind of in both ways in that really well written and tight, but also super fucking predictable.
Yeah, but isn't that always the issue with Pixar movies? Is that they're always so well done that it's almost predictable, formulaic at times.
Yeah.
When we did that, I realized like almost every Pixar movie is exactly the same.
Yeah, that's true.
At a certain,
I don't know.
At a certain.
It just,
but
it felt very
apparent.
apparent.
Saying, I agree with that. I felt like I knew exactly what was going to happen with the whole father twist from the get-go.
Yeah. All right. scores, and then we'll get in spoilers.
I'm not giving this movie much credit, but I actually really did like this movie. I thought it was charming, funny, super cute. Just a good family movie. Pixar, once again, knocked it out of the park. I give it an 8.
Wow. I said my piece with it. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's like...
You cried throughout.
What'd you say?
You cried throughout. I'm surprised you didn't give a higher score.
I was thinking 6.5, 7. I'm going to go 6.5. I think maybe just the headspace I was in at the moment. I don't know if I'd watch it again and still bawl. Maybe I should try it again and then re-review this later. But yeah, I think it's like Brave levels of Pixar, where it's like super competent movie, but I don't know. When it comes to Pixar, one of the best studios, if not the most consistent studio out there right now, that just delivers bangers. This is just kind of a whiff in that regard.
I do think it's in that tier, the Brave tier, not the Good Dinosaur Cars tier, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's probably somewhere in there. But
all
even
right,
that
spoilers. So, like I was saying, like the Splinter obviously came back. The dragon on the wall comes back. I had like 7 things written down before. I should have kept it. But just so many little. Oh, the fountain that Chris Pratt's guarding in the beginning comes back at the end and has the gem. There's just like it just gets to a point. It's like, oh my god.
The Jello thing that devours things. What was that called?
Yeah. But like it just became I feel like I had seen everything in the first act, and then the third act was just like bringing them just going back to the same shit. It didn't like nothing felt new by the end of it.
Yeah, I mean like, yeah, you're saying I know what you're saying, but like Knives, I kind of felt that way with Knives Out too. Didn't you feel that kind of with Knives Out?
No. It just this world was huge, right? And had so much lore to it. But we're at a high school, at a home, on a street. Then we go to the mountains for like 3 minutes and go in a cave, and then we're right back to the street, the house, the high school. Like, I don't know. Give me something.
It felt like a dark alley, a gas station. It felt like they wrote a screenplay, and then Disney's like, oh my god, that will cost way too much money animating all this stuff. You're going to do this in a house, a dark alley, a cave, just so we don't have to pay animators to make this movie $300 million. That's what it almost felt like to me.
Yeah. And that just took...
Because it should have been a vast world, because it's a road trip movie. And it's just does not go that route. And once Chris Pratt says his piece about how he couldn't say goodbye to his dad, you knew how that was gonna end. Like Tom wasn't gonna see him, and that it was gonna be I mean, which was awesome. It crushed me, punched me in the face twice, and made me a little bitch. It got me so good. But again, I agree.
So there's the emotional aspect of this movie that works so well, but then there's the storytelling aspect that's just like, okay. It's just predictable and not anything special.
Does this movie hurt that it's Pixar? Like, if this is a Universal movie that you, happen to stumble upon and see, you're like, wow, that movie's almost, Pixar-level quality. Yeah, I think it hurts sometimes.
I think it does, yeah. I think it absolutely does. Because even from, the trailers, you could tell this... It doesn't look like a Pixar movie. It looks like a DreamWorks movie. Like, it really does.
Yeah. You were saying that, and I agreed with you, but I was still excited for it.
And it delivered for you. You loved it.
Favorite movie of the year. It was the first movie I saw this year.
Did we ever hear the dad talk?
Nope, I don't think so.
I'm just trying to think.
What was sick?
What?
What song do they dance to? The score of a famous classic rock song? I can't think of what song it is right now.
I don't know.
Did you catch that?
Like when they're dancing and he, outside the gas station or whatever.
With just the legs. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. I saw this so long ago. Oh, Tina Fey's storyline also was not good. Like when they kept cutting back to the mom and Octavia Spencer, the big beast. That was.
Do you mean Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Oh yeah, I keep saying Tina Fey. Yeah, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Tina Fey's in Soul.
Yeah, she's in Soul. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that it just can we just get back to the boys because this is boring.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I liked Octavia Spencer's character. Mom's character was just whatever. She was just blah.
Yeah. And of course, the stepdad ends up being a good guy. I mean, like, I don't know. It's just like, there's nothing, like, unique about this, really.
I did like how it was like, they were all magical, but they didn't use it anymore. They just learned technology. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, the
Maybe it didn't get flushed out as much as it could, but it was.
is Letitia Wright the one that played the cop, the lesbian cop? That like, no, it wasn't her. Was it her? No. Whatever. The lesbian cop that was like, Disney introduces its first openly LGBTQ character, and she's like, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend at home," or whatever. That's all she says.
Introduced in the 2000s. What were you gonna say?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said like Mike and Sully weren't introduced in the early 2000s.
I ship them for sure. No, she just says like, "Yeah, my girlfriend's kid," and that's it. Like
Yeah.
and that was probably easily cut out for the Russian or Chinese release or whatever. It's just like fan service. Not even fan service. It's just like a bullshit thing they throw in there. Commit, Disney.
Disney sucked.
Finn and Poe are gay. We all know it.
Sully
I have
and Mike
nothing
are
really
gay.
else to add.
Ghost. You. What's going on? Watch it on Disney Plus. with
Yeah,
your
I'd
family.
recommend on Disney
You'll
Plus.
enjoy it. You'll
Set
enjoy
that
it.
up top though. Okay.
Yeah.
Our second movie, as Mike called it,
Now to the
Invisible Women.
event.
An Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss as a psycho person. Actually, if you can avoid the trailers, I highly recommend it because it gives away kind of a major thing. Go see this movie. This is so dumb to say. Favorite movie of the year so far, and I could see it, obviously, even without a limited, like, release schedule, I could still see it making, or potentially making my top 10. I really, really dug this movie.
That's fair. It's it might be the scariest movie I ever saw.
Dude, the way this is shot is so good because he could always be in the room and you have no idea because it's always shot with like there's space behind the character's shoulder for someone to be there, and he does that throughout the entire movie, so you never really feel safe.
No, you never do. And it's like the old saying that the scariest thing is the unseen, and like this movie is always the unseen. So I just never felt comfortable in a single scene.
Yeah.
How much times can you say "scene" in one scene? I mean, one sentence.
In one sentence.
3 times.
The opening scene of this movie might already have locked up scene of the year.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we're already jumping into this? Oh
Dude.
my god.
It sets the tone. It is absolutely terrifying because you're just thrown into the shit. Like you were just thrown right into it. She is on the run, and dude, I guess we'll get into spoilers of that. But dude, yeah, the opening scene and then another scene later at a restaurant are two of like the greatest suspense horror scenes I've ever seen. This movie is great. We can't really talk about it too much without spoiling it, so we'll review it or we'll give our scores and get to spoilers. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Would watch it again. Would recommend it. May just buy it VOD soon here.
We've done quite a bit of horror movies on here. And as far as straight horror goes, I think that's your highest ever given for one. So this is your favorite you've seen in a long time, you would say?
Yeah, I really, really liked it.
Not including Get Out. Not including Get Out, because it's not really horror. But
I think it maybe tied with Hereditary. I think Hereditary made it 8. Maybe it was 8. I can't remember what Hereditary was.
if you like being scared, buy this video on demand, turn all the lights off, because I was terrified.
Yeah.
There's some things that upset me about this movie, though. But we'll talk about that in spoilers. I give it an 8, though. I highly recommend if you like horror movie. This is the movie for you. Elizabeth Moss is awesome. The cinematography is awesome. The editing's awesome. The score is really good. Deserves those 4 noms, and it might get director and picture with the way this year's going.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely go and check it out.
Yeah, my issues are it's a tad too long, and there's a tacked on scene at the end that just feels egregious. There's a couple things that are thrown in the middle that I think could have been changed or removed completely. But yeah, like Mike said, all those things are top notch. And Elizabeth Moss, dude, she plays a scary person better than anyone. I mean, looks genuinely horrified. She's also a crazy person herself because she's a Scientologist, but yeah, she is fantastic in this movie. So spoilers. Go ahead.
There's one scene in this movie that I really hope they show us how they shot it. I guess we'll talk about it in spoilers though.
So spoilers. So what I'm referring to is, so the last scene with her like getting the revenge and her friend like being there to witness it, I think that could have been taken out mainly because the brother being in on it twist was interesting, but then him being the one that dies and then the husband coming back, I was like, okay, I think we could have just ended it with the husband dying there and just called it. I didn't need the added 15 minutes of her getting like complete closure and then getting her revenge. What did you think? Do you think it almost felt like they were setting up a sequel where maybe she has the suit or something? But I didn't need that at all.
Yeah, I felt like that movie should have ended 3 more times before it actually did. I would have been cool with them ending it literally with it being the husband. I didn't mind that twist that it was the brother. But then I didn't need all the theatrics that happened at the dinner scene.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool though that the husband died at camera shot, but I wish it would have almost just cut to black, or I didn't need her like talking to her friend afterwards and stuff. It lingered on for about 10 minutes too long. I agree with that. I think if I could have had it anyway, though, I would have had it ended in a way where you knew he died, but you weren't exactly quite sure what went down. Seeing her with the suit and talking to the friend afterward and stuff like that just kind of took away a lot of the magic around the movie towards the end.
I think a more interesting sequel. Well, maybe this is just rehashing, but if him maybe still being out there versus her having the suit and being a superhero now. I don't know what does her having the suit really do? That was just
Nothing.
a weird point. And now she's just a murderer. I don't know. That was a weird place to end it on that I think they should have changed or taken out completely. But the other scene I was referring to was the restaurant scene where the sister dies and you just see the knife rise up. Holy shit, is that scene fucking incredible. Because you think she's finally like going to get someone on her side. She's going to finally be believed and have some credibility, and then no. The way he puts the knife in her hand, dude. Oh my god. So good. So gory, so brutal, but so damn good.
Yeah, that was the one moment where you let your guard down. She's in a public area, you think and then that happened.
Yep.
Just crazy.
Yeah, because like so many points where she actually is safe, you feel tense, and then you release, but you shouldn't. Absolutely do not still be on guard. God, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm so upset I watched the trailers though, because it shows the scene where she throws the paint on him.
The paint scene, yeah. Which
so
is
I
probably
knew
the
like
best scene in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredible. So I knew like he had some kind of technical suit that he was using, and it wasn't like magic or some other crazy different thing. But yeah, that scene is awesome.
Or it's
in her head. Yeah. Right. That especially, because no one believes her, and there's a case to be made that she actually is just a lunatic. But yeah, seeing the trailer, it throws all that completely out the window. That dude.
I didn't like. Go on.
Go ahead. The friend. That dude is massive. That dude has the biggest shoulders.
So jacked.
I've ever seen in my entire life. The guy's a unit. That's my goal body.
He was
by
good
the end
too.
of quarantine.
I enjoyed him.
Yeah, me too.
The scene I didn't like was where the daughter gets punched in the face by the guy in the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
And then they run away. And it's like, why are you leaving her? Are you taking her to the ER? What do you think? She's a fractured arm?
Yeah. And leaving her at the house there is weird. Yeah, because like they don't tell her to leave. They leave, which just seems like so manufactured to get her alone in the house. And also, like, they're looking at each other when it happens. how could she possibly think Elizabeth Moss punched her in the face? I mean, granted, what else could it have been? But, like, they were making eye contact with each other and she gets smoked. It's so, it was weird.
Also, is he superhuman, this guy? This guy's just, like, picking up and chucking people at certain points in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, he is a big dude himself. But, yeah, he's just, like, ragdolling Elizabeth Moss. It's insane. What scene...
I was okay with...
Go ahead.
I was okay with ragdolling Elizabeth Moss. But when he was ragdolling the cops and, like, spiking people...
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, all right.
Yeah. That scene was way too ridiculous. Especially because his suit is coming on and off, but they still don't stand a prayer for some reason. But yeah, he takes out, like, 20 police officers like it's nothing.
And they keep coming 2 by 2. And then they just stop coming, and then they all run past the security desk at the end. There's like just 8 people just chilling there, not doing anything. Then they come out like an hour later with 2 guys with guns. Like, that whole transition was upsetting.
And I think it's that scene. Because you don't see her for a while. It's mostly him like throwing down with these police officers. But it cuts back to her, and she's still just sitting there. Like, she doesn't run away or, like, try to attack him. She's just chilling in the hallway doing nothing for the entirety of that action scene. So, yeah. There's some suspension of disbelief you need to have for this Invisible Man movie, obviously. But at points, it's like, okay, come on. It doesn't really fit anymore. But what scene did you want to see how they shot?
The fight in the kitchen with Elizabeth Moss just getting tossed around.
Yeah.
Did they film that with wires, or was it...
You cut out again.
It was wires. That's one of the most impressive acting jobs I've ever seen. Did they film it with wires, or was it CGI? Because if they filmed that with wires, that was one of the most impressive acting jobs I've ever seen.
I mean, she's an amazing actress.
Yeah, because she's just getting tossed around like through air, and she's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's having a fight with nobody, maybe on strings.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to see... Behind the scenes would be really interesting in this. I don't know. That's a great question. Is that when that's when she first, like, actually interacts with him, right? Is he just, like, smokes her in the kitchen?
I believe it's right after the paint scene, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
She sees the paint in the sink, and then they throw down.
Yeah. When he breathes outside. That's good shit. That's some good shit. That house...
The cell phone?
Oh, the cell phone. Yeah, dude. Man. When their house, like the first scene in the movie house, might be the best house I've ever seen in my life. That is some Parasite level awesome house.
Well, yeah, this is Parasite and The Gift, like houses if they had a baby. That's what it was.
Wow. Yeah. Damn, that's spot on. Good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that house is sick.
This reminds you of The Gift a little bit, to a certain extent. If I had to compare it to a movie in the last 5 years, I'd compare it to The Gift.
Both Blumhouse, correct?
Both Blumhouse.
The Gift might not be Blumhouse. I'll look it up. But, I mean, Blumhouse puts out some shit because their business model is make 1,000 movies for $100 each and hope one of them just absolutely smashes big. And did this do well?
It would have done really well. Oh my god, it did incredible. It made $124.5 million on a $7 million budget.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, The Gift was Blumhouse.
That's awesome. February 8th.
Good for them, dude. They deserve it. They deserve it big time. I got nothing else to say, just besides praising it so much. Early frontrunner for movie of the year, scene of the year, scenes of the year, no bays of the year. Actually, yeah, major bay of the year. That officer. My God, DILF of the year. That's a lock. Holy shit, is that a lock?
Stone cold, lead pipe lock.
Man, I mean, I might not even nominate anyone else. If this man gets beat, someone is putting in an A+, 10 out of 10 performance later in the year because this man has it on lockdown.
I don't know who's even in the cards. We'll see.
I don't know. Dude is the fattest ass I've ever seen. Absolute
Who was
wagon.
The officer? Who was the officer you're all about?
What?
You said Bay of the Year, the officer. Oh,
the
Julie,
dad.
the guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Police officer, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Absolutely.
What a body. All right. Anything else to add, Mike, about those two movies before we get into what we've been watching, doing, thinking?
I have nothing to add. I thought it was Jacob Landry Jones was the brother for half a second. I got really excited, and then I realized it wasn't.
It was. I think this was shot in Australia. I think all of the sister's Australian. That guy's Australian. I think the husband might be Australian. But yeah, that dude is like a slightly bigger Caleb Landry Jones. Just gross looking.
And maybe better looking.
Yeah. More handsome Caleb Landry Jones. You been watching anything else, Mike?
I haven't seen anything. I take that back. I watched American Greed doc on Netflix. Forget what it's called, but I watched the one on son-in-law of Donald Trump.
Kushner.
I watched that. Yeah, it's American Greed. It was a good doc. It's like a docu-series. I also watched Pandemic on Netflix.
Yes.
The docu-series.
Yeah, dude.
The first episode. Scary, eerie stuff. Came out in January.
Yeah.
And they kind of predicted everything that we're sitting in right now.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that.
Yeah, me and my dad watched that. Dude, Bill Gates, dude. What a G.
And then I also try to watch the movie about a pandemic starring
Contagion?
The Graduate.
Dustin Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman. What's that movie called? Do you know what movie's called?
Oh, not Contagion. Yeah. Fuck.
I'm pulling up right here. Outbreak.
Yeah, Outbreak. Yep.
Watched 45 minutes with Caroline. Instantly turned to each other. Do you want to stop it? It is terrible. So bad.
Have you seen Contagion?
And that's it. No.
Steven Soderbergh.
Is that what I should have been watching?
It's good. I haven't seen it since sophomore year of high school. We watched it in like bio. Watched it in bio. It's good. I love Soderbergh. I watched Tiger King. I succumbed.
Is it good?
Succumb. I don't know what that word is. To social media pressure and watched it. It is very front loaded. It goes on far too long. But man, it's hard to believe that these people actually exist. So it's fascinating in that regard. It's 7 episodes. It should have been 5 because it kind of gets pretty aimless down the stretch. But yeah, it's worth watching the first 3 episodes. It's really
It feels
bizarre.
like another Netflix fad, though, right?
Yeah, I was going to say
if
we weren't in quarantine, this would not have gotten as big as it did. It feels very much like a Bird Box kind of thing, where this isn't some amazing documentary or anything. It's just kind of like popcorn. I mean, a popcorn doc, is that a thing? It's what it kind of feels like. It's just this crazy thing that everyone happened to watch just because we're in this situation. But it's not going to win best doc at the Oscars or anything. It's just this is weird and bizarre. So let's watch it.
It's memeable.
It's what?
It's memeable.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all Bird Box was too. It was memeable. So I watched that. I've been watching Schitt's Creek, which is excellent. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, still dynamite. But that's it, dude. I've kind of been playing Xbox more than anything else because all my brothers finally have one. So we've been balling out on Xbox.
Aww.
Yeah, it's been a ton of
Playing
fun.
Halo 3?
Halo 5, Apex, and Call of Duty.
Wow, already up to Halo 5. How times change.
So that's been what I've been doing. Dude, this is such the time to read Dune, and I will not even attempt to read Dune.
I have it on tape. I made the mistake of going for a run while listening to Dune on tape. I know what you're thinking. That's maybe the worst idea you could ever possibly have, Mike. Yes. It ended with me not being motivated to run and having no idea what happened in the book for 30 minutes.
That's awesome. That's the dream. That is the dream.
I think I'm starting to think that Dune's a bad book and that my attention span is just okay. Because right now, early on, I thought my attention span just wasn't good enough for Dune, but Dune might just be bad.
Yeah, Dune might just be bad. That's very possible. Arado got to book 3, and he said, starting to think it's not worth it. So, yeah, Dune just might be bad, but Denis going to make it incredible. So that's all I really care about.
In 2024.
2024.
Oh, I saw Honeyland. Did we have a podcast since then? I don't think so.
No. How was it?
Really good. It seems unbelievable that what happens in the documentary actually happened. It almost feels scripted. It's because they taped it over 4 years and they just did an incredible job of editing it that it flows so perfectly. Really good doc. Crazy crazy that those people people live like that. Like this beekeeper in Mesopotamia. No, not Mesopotamia. I don't know where she lives.
Macedonia?
Somewhere Macedonia. It's Macedonia.
I don't know.
You got it. Yeah, her life is just nuts. And the stuff that happens to her is just, I don't know. You feel so sad. You want to make a donation somewhere. I don't know where though.
Is that Netflix or Hulu?
I theaters, but I believe it's coming. It was Neon. I think it's coming to Hulu. Parasite's on Hulu. Go watch Parasite.
Is it?
I believe so.
I just bought it.
You did? I own it too. That's cool.
I bought it last week.
Have you watched it since?
Yeah, I watched it with my parents. It still rips, dude. even at home, it still is so good.
I left it in Nashville. I definitely would have watched it by now. Not on Hulu yet. It's on Hulu. It's this.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to buy it anyway, so I don't really care. But yeah, dude, it's still so good. I watched Sing Street twice, back-to-back days. I watched it by myself at like midnight and was like laughing so loud to myself. When he first talks to her and then turns around and goes, "Grass started a band." And he's like so nervous about it. It's so good. Just starts a band on a whim. Oh, and then, yeah, Lucy Boynton in that movie is 10 out of 10, dude. One of my all-time faves. I forget what I sent you, but I stick by it.
I just love how like cliche the movie is. Just like guy likes girl who's out of his league, so he starts band.
And gets girl.
But man.
God, it's so... And the music is just so good. The only issue is it's free on Vudu with ads. So my two favorite songs are Up and To Find You. And there's a commercial break in between both of those songs. So it just kills all flow. But other than that, it's great.
We just started GoFundMe to buy Sing Street for Keegan on Blu-ray.
I'll probably just buy it soon here and watch it. So I texted Arado saying I was watching it for the second day in a row, and he goes, "Sing Street is your Hercules." And you know what? It might be true. Might be true.
Dude, that's a movie that is just, you can watch that countless times and never get sick of it.
It's uplifting as hell. The music is so good. It's funny. It's Irish, so it's just, you love hearing the accents. It's great, man. It's great. Did you know?
Carney, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen Once or Begin Again. I should watch.
Once is awesome. I own Once.
I should watch those. Adam Levine does the last song in Sing Street. I didn't know that. My mom was like, "Is this Adam Levine?" I'm like, "No, this has to be some '80s song because everything from that movie is off the '80s, from an '80s band." It's like, this can't be Adam Levine. It doesn't make sense. But he was in Begin Again, and him and the director are boys. Spoilers for Sing Street, by the way, so skip forward like a minute. He wanted to kill the kids on the boat.
That's his interpretation of that movie is that they die in the boat.
Yeah, but I guess I haven't seen Once or Begin Again, like I said. I guess they're both really downer endings or not happy endings. So he finally wanted to be like, okay, this one we'll get a win here. And Adam Levine was so pumped that it ended happily. At least, like, obviously his interpretation is different, but that scene, though, because it's like an uplifting song, and my mom's like, oh my god, are they about to die? Oh my god. My mom was like freaking out. But nope, they don't die. Yet, anyways, because it turns south quick.
Well, he's like a failed Irish folk singer turned director. So I just think he has like bad thoughts because he just got burned by it.
Yeah.
Takes out all his like anger out into his movies. Love the man.
Absolutely.
I'm on his Wikipedia page right now. Do you ever heard of the TV series Modern Love on Amazon?
Yeah, my parents love that show.
He wrote it and directed it.
Oh, because to start the movie, it says directed by John Carney. John Carney?
Yeah. Am I ever saying Jim?
Yeah. You said Jim, and that threw me. But yeah, directed by John Carney, written by John Carney. And my mom goes, I know him from somewhere. And I was like, Brooklyn? But he didn't do Brooklyn. So yeah, that's probably what she recognized his name from.
This cast is loaded.
No, each of them is in an episode. Like, it's each episode's different. But yeah, each episode is loaded. Dev Patel, Tina Fey, Catherine Hahn, I think.
God, it's my Where have I been?
I know.
Modern
There
love
were
explores
billboards.
love in multitudes of forms.
There were billboards all over LA for it. I'm surprised you haven't seen it or even heard of it.
All right. This is on my to-do list. I'm
Yeah.
going to watch this.
You're going to love it.
Can't wait. We could do a rewind, Keegan, if you want to. Seeing that there's no good movies to come out, and I'm bored, so
yeah.
we can do more podcasts.
We should be doing rewinds.
What's a movie that me and you haven't seen that we probably have seen?
Well, I think only one of us need to have not seen it. This is me hinting that I want to watch Once and Begin Again.
Oh yeah, we could watch Once and Begin Again. What's a movie by one of your favorite directors that I haven't seen? We'll talk off air.
We'll talk off air. Yeah, we should do. Yeah, I would love to do because then I would watch more movies because I've been off my game. I have a list of shit I want to watch, and we could bounce that off each other and see where we're at. That's what we'll be doing for the next little while during this pandemic. We'll be doing rewinds. Great idea, Mike.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, that's it for us. We won't see you on a movie ReBrew for a while. But look out for rewinds. They'll be they're like 15 to 20 minute reviews of old movies if you haven't listened to one yet. We try to make them relevant to shit that's coming out, but no shit's coming out. So this will just be movies that we want to watch and hopefully you guys are interested in or have seen or want to see. It'll be like a little film club.
Yeah, we can make it a film club. We'll tell you what we're going to watch when we decide on it.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Sounds nice.
Follow me at Cashman and Keegan. Us at movie_rebrew. Subscribe on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. We'll see you next time, whenever that is. So long. Stay safe. Don't go outside. Avoid people.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. This is real. I saw the governor of Georgia said that he didn't know that asymptomatic people can carry it until 24 hours ago. You fucking donkey. We've known that forever. People are so stupid. I hate you all. Okay. Bye.
Later.
Sometimes you exploded, drop a few lines. When I catch you through the static, I wish goodbye. What a classic. Perennial girl in love once a year. When it comes, she disappears. Maybe she'll stay.